Hello guys, it's Dr. Yi here. I'm pretty much done with my build here. I'll have a full detailed, I've got some electrical tape here that's coming off, but other than that, I want to make that clean, but yeah, I'm always rebuilding and adding new stuff, and this is probably like my fifth or sixth iteration. Change out the trucks, change out the motors. I have a new battery. I'm using a torque board, old torque board battery case I have. It's actually not too bad. I actually like their design because it's, unlike M boards, you actually have holes coming this way, so you can push your nut out this way, and you have extra space there too. Anyway, I custom designed my 12S 4P battery to fit it, so I have to do 2 layers. That's the only bad part because my clearance is still not as good. But I still have full 3.5 inches of clearance. Let me do a quick test for you guys. You know what, you guys? If this side did a perfect belt job. It's a little bit off here, but it's perfectly on the pulley there, and it's just like perfectly straight. Sometimes you have to just adjust, but this one slightly off, backwards, and the belt's. Well, actually, it's pretty straight. It's really straight. I mean, it's actually good to have the belts move a little bit. Even my boosted board came with it moving, like 3 millimeters, maybe even more. But straighter you get it, obviously, you're going to be able to direct more power from the motor to the wheel. Also, less strain on your motor. But this one I did really perfect. So it just doesn't move. Even though it's a little bit off on the wheel pulley, it's just like a literally 0.5 millimeters. So I may want to move the wheel just a tad, maybe a millimeter off. You see that? So that's something I'll have to work on. For this one, I actually bent the motor pulley a little bit, so I want it actually a little bit off, just a tiny bit off, because the belts are going to get in the way. So this is actually perfect here. So to fix this, I actually have a 1.5 washers. So I can take one of the washers off and just push in the wheel a little bit. But another problem I'm having is because I have the bottom cap here, and if I get too close, the pulley will actually hit the bottom cap. The reason is that these wheels are not designed for these trucks. I mean, they fit fine, but they're very, very tight measurements. It's just like I literally have like 2 millimeters, 1 millimeter clearance on everything. That's not a bad thing. If you can tighten down everything, because these things are not going to move sideways. As long as you got them all right, they're fine. Like my Vestar, for example, it comes from the factory like that. Like the clearance between the motor pulley and the wheel pulley is like literally like 1.5 millimeters. I'm like, why do you design your products like this? In comparison, the reason why I'm using onboard pulleys is because they have it a lot bigger. Now, that's another thing about pulleys. If companies design it so it's a lot longer, and they should, then you can put bigger wheels, bigger pulleys. For example, I could not put on this Flipski 8-inch wheel because the pulley is giant compared to the Evolve 7-inch. So if I try to put it in there, it's just going to hit the pulley and it's going to maybe I can make a direct drive out of it. So I think companies should really focus on making this motor pulley so there's enough clearance so you can use different type of wheels. And companies like Onboard, Evolve, whatever, they don't really care about the DIY world so much. But I wish they did, because if this pulley was big, like this long and stuff, I could put those bigger wheels. I could put 10-inch wheels, if I wanted to. But I can't. I'm stuck with the maximum you can put is actually the Evolve 7-inch on the Onboard trucks. All right. But they're actually the best ones because you can mount 63 millimeter motors and you can mount the 7-inch Evolve wheels, pneumatic wheels. Anyway, I just want to give you a quick test. My board is running like super duper fast because I have the new 12S 4P. That's 21700 batteries, Samsung 40T. So 4 amps each battery which gives you 688 watt hours. That's almost like a 18650. That's like the 10S5P or 6P. Yeah, or is that 7P? Yeah, something like that. It's just like ridiculous. But the amount of power you get is a lot more because you're getting 35 amps continuous per cell in a 4P series, 12S4P. That becomes 3570, 140 amps. Now, the Samsung 40T has not been rated for that by Mooch, which he does all the vape batteries, but he's pretty accurate on it. So he says 30 is the maximum he'll go. So 4 times 30 is 120 amps. You could do that. But I got it set at just 100 amps because, you see those battery rings, you don't want to do 100%. I was doing like 200%, and they were still okay. They were still okay. Here's my battery. It was still running. It actually still has voltage. That's the beauty of the 21700. Even if one cell shorts out like that, the whole battery pack still runs. So it was actually running at 31 volts. So it was too low to run my Icebox skateboard, but the battery pack didn't blow up. So I'm thankful that I didn't have to rebuild my whole Icebox skateboard. But I've rebuilt my whole battery, so it's really good now. And yeah, it's just so fast up these mad hills out here. And yeah, I'm just really proud of what I've done today. So this is probably one of the best days of my life. Because last 3 days, it's just been work on battery because it takes a fucking whole day. It's not like I could do it for a few hours. What you have to do is buy the batteries, right? In my case, I had to take the old battery apart, and I have to find out, which batteries were good or bad. And then some of the sleeves come out, so I had to put some fish paper, and then I had to basically use hot glue and put them all together. All right, in four series, 4P. No, sorry, not 4P, 4S series, and then I have to spot weld it. Right. After you spot weld it, and then you have to hot glue again, and then you have to spot weld again. And then you have to keep doing that process because it's like one by one, especially spot welding. You got to do it right. So if you mess up your spot weld, then you got to redo it, take it out. So it's an easy job, but it's if you do it right and you want your welds to be right, sometimes I'll take the whole battery pack apart and start over. And that's what happened to me. And sometimes that can take all day long, spot welding. Of course, if you didn't make a pack like I did, if you made it into like a flat pack, it's a lot easier. But I was trying to make it fit into this case because this is the only case I had that I could fit a 12S4P. But this thing didn't have enough space because it gets cut off here. So what I'm going to do, like, maybe I could have put the battery on the first layer and then put the ES on the second layer, but it's not going to be balanced. So I had to build it so it fits. Actually, the battery is only like 2/3 of it. So problem with this battery box case is that they should have just made the bottom, I don't know, just make it longer, all right? But have a much slimmer battery, case. So I'm looking for some better cases. This is just the one I use because I have it in, laying around. And I have too many parts. And anyway, too much talking. Have a great night.